Shri Jnaneshwari. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gopala Krishnaya Namaha. Chapter 4. Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Fortune has smiled today on the organs of hearing, for they have found the treasure of the Gita. What seemed like a dream has come true. In the first place, the subject pertained to spiritual wisdom. Secondly, its exponent was Lord Krishna, the conqueror of the world. And lastly, the listener was Arjun, the foremost amongst the devotees. By a stroke of good luck, the listeners have come by the river of nectar, and their prayers and penance have borne fruit. Therefore, all the sense organs should remain in the organ of hearing and enjoy this conversation between Lord Krishna and Arjun. Thereafter, Sanjay said to King Dhritarashtra, "At that time, Arjun was endowed with the quality of sattva, and Lord Krishna was talking to him with great affection. He revealed to him his secret, which he did not disclose to his father, mother, nor brother. Even Goddess Lakshmi, who was very close to him, could not enjoy this affection which came to be shared by Arjun alone. Even sages like Sanaka did not succeed in gaining this affection for which they were hopefully waiting for so many years. What merit had Partha gained to deserve this incomparable love of the Lord? See, because of this affection for Arjun, this formless god had become incarnate. So it seems to me that they are one and the same." Shloka number 1. The Lord said, "I had declared this indestructible yoga to the sun, who told it to Manu, and Manu taught it to Ikshvaku. Then Lord Krishna said to Arjun, I had declared this same yoga to the sun before, but that was a long time ago. Afterwards, the sun imparted this yoga to Vaivas Manu. Manu practiced it himself and then taught it to Ikshvaku. Thus, this tradition has come down to us from ancient times." 2. Royal sages who knew this yoga handed it down the line. By the great efflux of time, O Arjun, this yoga was lost. Then many other royal sages came to know this yoga, but since then there is nobody who knows it now. As men became specially attached to their bodies and sensuous enjoyments, they became forgetful of the knowledge of the self. Their fate took the wrong course, and they became addicted to sensuous enjoyments, which they considered as the acme of happiness. Tell me, of what use is the sun to a person blind from birth? Who will applaud music in an audience of deaf persons? How will jackals help a liking for moonlight? How will the crows that close their eyes just before the rise of the moon recognize him? So, how can ignorant persons who have not seen the boundary of dispassion or even heard about discriminating knowledge attain to me? No one knows how this delusion spread, but considerable time was lost, and so this yoga became extinct in this world. 3. This same yoga has been taught by me to you today, O Arjun, for you are my devotee and friend. This yoga is the supreme secret. Verily, the same yoga I have taught to you. Do not entertain any doubt about it. This yoga is the secret of my heart. How can I hide it from you who are my bosom friend? O Arjun, you are the image of love, the soul of devotion, the very essence of friendship and the repository of my trust. How then can I deceive you? Although we are poised for battle, notwithstanding this disturbance, I shall take the trouble to remove your ignorance." Shloka number 4. Arjun said, "Later is your birth, and earlier was the birth of the sun. How then am I to know that you declared it to him in the beginning?" Arjun then said, "O compassionate Lord, is there anything surprising if a mother is fond of a child? You are a shelter to those who are tired of life, and a mother to the orphaned. It is entirely your mercy that has brought us in this world. O Lord, if a mother gives birth to a crippled child, need I tell you that she has to nurture it with great care from its birth? Now I wish to ask you something. Please do not be cross with me on that account. The ancient tale that you have narrated, O Krishna, strikes me as somewhat incredible. Even our forefathers do not know who that Vivasat's son was. Then how and when did you teach him yoga? We heard that he lived long ago, and you belong to the present. These two statements seem to involve a contradiction. So explain it to me in very clear terms so that I understand how you could give this instruction to the son. 5. The Lord said, Many lives of mine have passed, and so have yours, O Arjun. I know them all, but you know them not, O Partha. Then Lord Krishna said, It is natural for you to be confused, as you think that I did not exist in the days of the sun. You do not know that both of us have had many births before. You do not remember your former births, but I recollect very well all my previous incarnations. 6. Though I am unborn and immutable, and also the Lord of all creatures, yet resorting to my own nature, I come into being through my Maya. I remember all my former births, as I take birth with the aid of Maya, but I do not lose my eternity. What appears as my descent and return is a mere appearance due to this Maya. This does not affect my freedom, and if I appear subject to action, that too is due to delusion. In reality, it is not so. One thing appears to when seen in a mirror, but if you consider the reality, are they really two? So, Arjun, although I am without form, through the power of Maya, I play at different roles for the good of the world. 7. Whenever righteousness declines and wickedness flourishes, then I reincarnate myself. It has been my custom from time immemorial that I should uphold righteousness in all ages. Therefore, when vice prevails over righteousness, I forget that I am birthless and without form. 8. For the protection of the good and the destruction of the wicked, and for establishing righteousness, I reincarnate myself. I reincarnate to espouse the cause of my devotees and to destroy the darkness of ignorance. I snap the seams of vice, destroy the bad texts, and by raising the banner of happiness through good men, and by destroying the race of demons, I restore respect for holy men and bring about the union of righteousness and morality. Then I erase the soot of ignorance, brighten the lamp of discrimination, and bring about an endless festival of lamps for the yogis. The whole world is filled with holy joy. Righteousness begins to thrive in the world, and the devotees become satiated with the sattva quality. When I assume the human form, merit shines, raising to the ground mountains of sin. I reincarnate myself for this purpose in every epoch. Only a discriminating person knows this secret of mine. 9. He who knows truly thus my birth and work divine never comes after death to birth again, but comes unto me, O Arjun. Without loss of my birthlessness and in action, I take birth and carry on my work. Whoever knows this immutable nature of mine becomes liberated. Even though he takes on a body, only his body moves and not he. He is not bound by it, and after death he attains to my state. 10. Many, freed from passion, fear, and wrath, and absorbed in me, have taken refuge in me, and purified by knowledge and austerities, they have attained to my state. Those who do not grieve over past or future things are free from passion and do not succumb to anger. They remain absorbed in me and live only to serve me, taking delight in the knowledge of the self. They are the shining repositories of austerities, the abode of knowledge. They are the holy men who purify even sacred places of pilgrimage. Such men reach my state without effort and abide in me, and there is no dividing screen between them and me. Tell me, if the brass does not turn black at any time, then who will care for gold and strive to acquire it? So those who have become emancipated by spiritual practices and become purified by penance and knowledge Come to my state without doubt. With this, we complete part 1 of chapter 4. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om.